can.
The strangest thing happened. As we say, I was downsizing, so I had all these home movies that I eventually ended up having digitized, and buried in the box with them was this film in a white box, and on the outside it said Larval Stage Company. Now that might not mean anything to you, but it was a code word for one of those Professor Jim Webb film projects or something. I thought it was some kind of throwaway film that he had made, but when I had it digitized, it turned out it was the Robert Frank film that he'd spent during that period. It's silent, and I want your advice on what kind of music we should add. I was thinking, Rolling Stones, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, or The Doors, or if anybody has any old tapes of Laura and the Vipers.
Oh, wow.
The Langston Group. That'd be great. So your camera is totally optional if you don't want to be recorded. Now, for my formal remarks, which I plan on repeating at the Nobel ceremony when Robert Frank is posthumously awarded the greatest photographer of the 20th century. The film we are about to watch has never been.
But there are no posthumous Nobel Prizes.
Was made by Swiss American documentarian and photographer Robert Frank on a new Canon Super 8 camera given to him by Canon earlier the week that he arrived in May 1971 in Portland. He was a guest of the Cultural Affairs Board. The visit was recommended, and we owe everything to Professor Donald Woodford, who previously invited Frank's artist wife, the great June Leaf, who now I think is 94, for a residency earlier that year. At 13 minutes long, Untitled 1971 captures the insouciance of Reed campus life, as well as scenes of Portland, such as the new Lovejoy Fountain and the Willamette Bridges. Robert Frank's 1958 book, The Americans, with a foreword by Jack Kerouac, has been called the most influential photography book of the 20th century. His visit to Reed came before his most notorious film, Cocksucker Blues, 1974, which followed the Rolling Stones on their second US tour. So after having misplaced the film for 50 years, which had been sent to me directly from Bleecker Street to me in Portland, I'm thrilled to share it with you today. And Carrie will share her screen now and start the film.
All right, bear with me. Okay, can you see a YouTube screen?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh, wait. Making me car sick.
Island Bridge.
Jansen.
The elk statue was pulled down by the
There I am.
right-wing demonstrators.
Wow.
And the wife of Lawrence Halpern, who designed the fountain, Anna Halpern, great choreographer, just died at 100 and something last week, I think it was.
Yeah, recently, yeah.
And the big Halpern show is now at the Oregon Jewish Museum, just on his fountain.
Oh,
I see some hands up, Suzanne, Cynthia. If any questions or comments?
Beautiful.
I will say I can't see the chat window while I'm in screen share. So if you have a question, I won't be able to get to it until after the video.
God. Is that a Reedy?
Tom Sheffy,
We'll be speaking tomorrow night.
Lisa Goldschmidt.
There she is. Hmm.
That's Frank, Robert Frank.
And yeah, we know who that is.
Bill Bernhardt.
Oh, gosh, my Shakespeare professor.
Joe Chalia.
Oh. Was that Morgan? Matthew.
I know.
That's him.
Wow.
The camera.
Nancy, was that you?
That was
I
you,
think
Nancy.
so. I think so. Fleetingly.
Yeah.
He was so generous with his time. There's Joe Chalia,
Oh, there.
the ladies in the Commons.
Oh,
Was that Laura Fisher?
yeah. No, I don't think so. I think it,
No, it's a guy.
Wow.
oh, Brad. What's his last name?
Wonderful cuts in this film.
It's the Psych Lab.
Bookshop.
Katie. Is that Katie? Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen.
Ellen something. I can't remember.
Coffee shop, huh?
Figure. Tom Monica?
Tom Monica, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Monica.
That's Elliot. Double exposures.
Carl Simon and John Coutant.
Major Tom to ground control.
Oh, wow.
Lisa, is that your studio or something?
Must be Lisa's painting studio.
No,
Oh, and that's
go ahead.
Chris
Hi.
Russell.
I think it's Jerry Rosenblum
Oh,
who was teaching at the time, and I don't know what happened to him. I've tried to find where he is.
I
or
put a
where he
picture,
went.
I posted a picture of him with June Leaf to the Funnies website.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
But
nice.
you don't
Yeah.
know either, do you?
There's
where
Lisa.
he
This,
went?
this scene in the van, this whole section is strange.
Like there isn't.
Is that?
he sure likes the camera.
It's on the airplane at the end.
I'm sure playing pinball.
Lower depths.
That's the big pink. See, this is like his book, The Americans. This section of the people in the waiting room.
Are they on standby?
Yeah. Oh, they're unhappy.
Lisa.
Who's holding the camera there, Matthew?
I can't remember.
Boy, they wouldn't let you get this close.
Before the doorway.
But
That is-
wait till you see how far I get.
Really?
It's so shocking today.
Sailor.
Those parade, all the sailors.
Nice soundtrack.
So there were two people who weren't ticket holders who got on.
At least two.
Wow, is that the flight attendant?
Yes.
Woohoo.
Hmm. This is so great. No air marshals. Them's were the times.
Yeah. Student standby, $75 from New York.
I never managed that.
It was best when you got bumped up to first class.
Wow.
They're filming in a dark plane. Oh, wonderful.
Back on Bleecker Street.
Marge, it's your station wagon.
You know, I actually know the artist who took over that Bleecker Street studio.
I was there. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all for sharing that and being a part of this historic event. Not all that infrequent when you think of the illustrious fates of some of the art department and art history department graduates at Reed College, a few of whom are right here today.
Talking about you, Miss Alexa.
Oh, yeah, I'm the illustrious. I wouldn't say so.
And is that Cynthia Tyson? Or am I-
Yes, I no longer see how to take my hand down. I raised it long ago, but haven't had a question
Any
for quite a while.
tips on
Or comment. Oh, I think I wanted to raise a
soundtrack,
glass.
or should we leave it off?
Oh, the
Senator
audio.
reactions.
Rock and roll.
I like
It's a
leaving.
silent movie, quality to it.
I thought it was nice when the dogs barked.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the music.
We're here if you want.
Yeah, we need a soundtrack.
You don't think it needs a soundtrack?
Well, maybe if you're went to Reed College, it doesn't need a soundtrack, but otherwise.
Plus, I haven't done any of the credits yet. I've got to have a credit roll either at the beginning or the end.
But you've told the archives about it. I mean, they know it, and
I haven't heard back from them. I sent them the flash drive.
huh.
It's Pace McGill that's handling that.
Oh, really?
They're the ones that arranged the deal of the bulk of the archive being sold to the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. for a rumored $2 million.
Matt, I want to thank you for this. With some editing, a soundtrack, and a voiceover, I think this is definitely Oscar material.
I've always wanted to go to Sundance. I'm an outlier. And being an outlier is the only way I'm going to get noticed.
Does it strike anyone else that it's like a video made from stills? It looks
Yes,
like
Carrie, are you listening?
The flashing quality.
I
Yeah.
am.
Hey, the film that we saw today, the transmission, when I saw the film myself and originally and all this, it's not as jerky as what happened today.
Mm.
That's why it seems like a collection of stills, more so.
Fascinating. I wonder if there's some sort of rendering process that happens and it being uploaded to YouTube, which is we uploaded it to Reed's YouTube channel and then made it private. I'll look into it.
We'll have this conversation another time because it's a high definition digitization or something, it seemed. But the fact remains that he was a still photographer. And even when he was making movies, he framed everything like a still photographer. And that is part of the beauty of this film, I think.
I think that should be part of the narration, Matt. That's really helpful and certainly something I didn't know because I don't know about him as a filmmaker.
But it might help. And be worth doing, definitely. Thank you for saying that. I continued to get to know him once I moved to New York and visited their studios. And I'll always be grateful to Dawn Woodford for bringing them both out. That year, their visit was kind of overshadowed by the visit of Ken Kesey and the whole busload of the Merry Pranksters that they got the Cultural Affairs Board to pay for.
Is
But
that
now we,
with the big bus on the
Yeah,
lawn?
Yeah.
don't you remember that?
Yeah, Matt, you're welcome. You're welcome.
well, all I remember is the faculty advisor, Chuck Spatovsky, of the Cultural Affairs Board, when they brought the bill for the Ken Kesey, he said, "You mean the free drugs that we gave them, and they want to be paid?" Does anybody remember that?
Yes, and that you're very welcome because I was responsible for that, and I take full responsibility for it.
He passed out hot dog buns.
Bravo.
There was wrestling. There was a wrestling match, right,
That's
Matt?
right. That's right. But the drugs came from Ken.
So Spatovsky was just faking that.
Yes, he's completely wrong. That's right. Ken and the Merry Pranksters came with their own drugs. Yeah, absolutely. And shared.
Glad we've sorted that out.
That's right.
Well, we had to warn Robert Frank before he got on the plane because he kept saying he was going to smoke a joint in the bathroom once the plane went up. And I said, "You cannot do that." He said, "Why? I did it on my flight from Europe."
That's
Oh, wow.
Well, it wouldn't work today.
No, but today you could have edibles and eat them wherever you wanted them.
Right. More Aldous Huxley scenario than Orwell.
God, is it too much?
Did
you tell Don about the film?
Yes, I called him and told him. And Carrie, I know Carrie put him on the e-trunk.
Oh, it's too bad. I visited him not so long ago.
By the way, the art department was small, but look how connected all those faculty members were. The people that they brought in, I mean.
Oh, you don't mean amongst themselves, because I don't remember that.
So has Don seen the film? I guess not.
No one has seen it except us.
Ooh.
And I also wanted to mention that there was another famous film made about the Portland Willamette Bridges, but that was Richard Serra,
Really?
the sculptor who came to Portland and made it. It's called something. It's the Steel Street Bridge. Patty, there is,
When was that done?
it was done before that, I think, before 1971. It's like an 8-minute black and white film of the Patty McRae. It's that bridge that it goes up and it goes down rather than sideways.
Hawthorne.
Oh, Hawthorne Bridge?
Well, the Hawthorne Bridge goes like that.
That's the closest
Oh, no,
one.
it goes like this. The Morrison Bridge goes up and down like that.
That's the film. He just photographed that happening.
Right. Oh. Repeatedly, like over and over again?
But it's like the industrial beauties of Portland rather than the natural beauties. And then, of course, Robert Morris, former brief student at Reed, when he was invited back as a guest of the founder of Earth Art, all he wanted to do was for the college to pay for the bulldozer to excavate that land where the Crystal Springs dorms are now.
Huh.
And we paid for it. That was very important. That was one of the first earthworks.
But that happened while we were students?
Which
I
dorm?
thought it would happen a year before, perhaps.
Which
Yeah.
dorm are we talking about?
Because I wrote my thesis about him, but
Yeah,
it didn't happen while we were there.
might have happened. No, not while we were there, but before we were there.
I didn't even know he'd gone to read when I selected my topic. It's crazy.
So I have a question about the film. So specifically, what year was that done? Because I think I missed that.
May 1971.
Okay,
The title of the film is Untitled 1971. I
Right.
titled the untitled film.
well, and I had to check your faxes to make sure you were right.
But because every other title he had for his other films weren't exactly printable. Cocksucker Blues. And he had, well, then shortly after this, they kept the Bleecker Street studio, but they moved to Nova Scotia.
Huh.
To this terribly remote island in Nova Scotia, which was
Yeah.
affordable or something, and but very isolated. But
And he
There was
died.
that
He died.
Halifax,
He died there as well.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Halifax University there actually had a great art department.
Nova Scotia School of Art and Design
Um,
is what it's called.
is that
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
He might have even taught there briefly. But the Canadians really idolize photographers and documentary filmmakers.
Matthew, it was made in 1975.
Yes.
The Draw Span Turn Bridge. At the
Right. The
Willamette.
Richard Serra film. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
huh?
Not to get away from the specific subject is, can you tell me whether the Jim Webb film was something that happened while you folks were still students? Or was
Must
it
have,
right after that?
because I don't know whatever happened to it. There's a one film. Oh, wait a minute. No. It became Spider God. It became
Spider
Spider
God, yes.
God.
It's
That is
available on
a-
YouTube. I just want to make
That's
sure anyone
a,
interested.
Neidhart film. I have that.
It's available on YouTube. I just wanted to make sure anyone who
Yeah,
was interested.
that's right. And
didn't
Jim
know that.
Neidhart still lives in about a 5-minute walk from campus
Yeah.
in Eastmoreland. And yeah, well, I'm waiting for the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. to mount the James K. Webb Cultural Icon Archive show or something, because he seemed to have been so idolized and adulated while we were there. But now, when I look back, what he did seems so thin or silly.
Uh-huh.
And you know that the previous head of the National Portrait Gallery, I taught at Reed, I believe.
Oh, you mean Joshua Taylor or?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Charles knew him.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
afraid that the web papers will have to be content with the University of New Mexico, where he died in a teepee in Albuquerque,
God.
near a few steps from his parents' home.
I think it was Anthony close to El Paso.
That's right.
Yeah.
Spider God was made in 1969.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And, it's very Fellini-esque film. You know, they shot part of it in Mexico with Andrea Stapley, and she takes on kind of an Anita Ekberg role, like in La Dolce Vita.
Today your actual birthday?
No, it was Friday.
Nancy, I just realized your I just saw your sweatshirt.
Daria. Hi.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Perfect. I know.
I want to see the really.
Someone still like you, right?
It smells like mildew.
Beautiful day. Gorgeous weather for this, right? Yeah, tonight it is. Look at the lights. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty.
I just want to point out that Daria Faye just
Hello?
Hi, Daria.
It turns out we live in the same building in New York City.
Yeah, hi Marge, it's true. Yeah, so here I am. I'm in the middle of I'm in the tavern on the green. We're having this dinner with these other people here.
Nice.
You know, but I just wanted to zoom in, to say
Great.
hello to everybody from class of 71 because I don't know if Marge I know, but the other people here, I'm not sure how many of them I know. Does anybody remember me from 71?
Yes.
Other social gathering sessions.
Yeah.
This is just the first.
Right.
Daria,
Yes.
can I pour you a glass of champagne?
You could, yeah. I wish you would. I've got this glass here. It was a martini, and now it's empty. Could you pour it? Could you refill it, please? Pour me one.
Bubbles.
Yeah, it says we're celebrating my friend Irina's birthday. So we were 8 ladies sitting here having a birthday dinner outdoors here at a restaurant that's very famous in New York called Tavern on the Green. It's a lovely outdoor locale.
But Daria, I'm trying to ask you, what is the inside scoop on Belarus?
And Belarus? Are you
Yes.
asking about Belarus? I mean, do you know that about my grandfather being from Belarus? And I've traveled there like many
I know,
times in
that's
the
why I'm
past few
asking
years.
you. What's
The
going to happen?
inside scoop, it's like what's it called, dictatorship that represses the population, and there's problems with freedom of speech there. And Lukashenko is trying to hold on to power. I mean, that's the basic plot of what's going on in Belarus.
But aren't they ever going to be able to get rid of him?
He's actually very popular domestically because he's a strong leader. It seems to be acting people feel in their interests. There's been suppression of the opposition. It's very unfortunate. And that's the way they ran their elections. I was there as an election observer for the last presidential elections. On election day, everybody put in their ballot. It was all looked like free and fair in the way they cast the ballot. The way they do their election for there is to eliminate opposition candidates before election day. And
So it didn't even matter that
that's the classic, Soviet socialist kind of way to throw elections. It's not on election day, but by eliminating candidates, by suppressing them.
Calling it the last dictatorship in Europe.
I don't know if it's the last, but it's certainly a bad one. But is dictatorship arising again in Europe? Is dictatorship arising here in America? What's going on?
That's true, but we can still point fingers.
So soon we'll have foreign election poll watchers.
No, my concern is I'm concerned about freedom of speech in America. I mean, I lived in Russia, I spent time in Belarus. It was obvious that freedom of speech was curtailed there. But we in America, we were always the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we had freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Constitutionally.
Institutionally, it's part of what we stand for as Americans. What's going on now? That like Facebook was like not letting anybody suggest that maybe the virus came out of a lab in Wuhan for over a year? Well, what kind of censorship is that? Okay, I'm asking the question. Does anybody want to answer? Anyone want to figure out what was going on here in America?
It didn't serve Chinese political purposes to admit it.
Right? So
That
do we have
answers
people
it.
in our government serving Chinese political purposes?
Yeah.
Is that what Fauci's doing?
No, I mean the Chinese
So-
government.
Chinese government, so our government, by censoring a narrative that could hurt the Chinese government, like saying it came out of the Wuhan lab, our government is serving the interests of the Chinese government. You know what? I'm sorry to go political. I don't know how this came up. I'm sorry. We were just sitting here celebrating a birthday party, and someone was going to pour me a
I
glass
don't
of
think you can do
champagne
every
in
bit.
my
I love
empty
people to
martini
pray.
glass, and I went off on the origins of the COVID virus.
As you should. How long has it been, after all, that they've been?
And you know what? We're sitting here unmasked, a group of 8 ladies. It's like so. I mean, this is the first time I've done this, like in a year and a quarter. I mean, we're moving to a level. I'm sorry that we didn't get to have a reunion in person. So that's the plan. Is class of 71 going to meet again next year?
It's just starting. This is not the end. This is just the first thing that's going on all week.
I know we got a week online, but we're going to meet in person next year because we didn't get to do it in person this year.
Yes.
Please come back to some of the parties.
I don't know if your brother's I will. You can't go? I'm divorced. Yeah, I'm divorced. Yeah. Okay. Who else is here? I read many books.
Somebody has gone on about.
It ain't me, babe. No, no, no.
It ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for. Yeah, I
Sounds
remember
like a
that.
radio on somewhere.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's better.
there we go.
Much better. Lisa Goldschmidt, are you there? Did you see the film? I don't know if she's there.
Hi.
Oh, there she is. Hi.
She's there.
Turn on your camera.
Yeah, I watched the film. Yeah, it was. I was, smiling a lot. But yeah, it was fun to see. I was glad that June Leaf turned up right at the end.
Yeah.
And another thing to add is that I happen to know that Andrea Stapley died last week.
Oh,
Gosh.
Yeah, so she wasn't in good health.
We need to add her to the memorial on Friday.
I'm sorry?
We need to add her name to the memorial.
Oh, yes.
On
right,
Friday.
Right.
Please come to that, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And
I've added a
Is there-
list of faculty members.
Is there a public list of who you got that we want to honor? I mean, is there something?
Carrie has it. Carrie Samuels has it. Yeah.
Oh, but it's not on the platform.
Oh, I think she has compiled it and mounted it. Yeah. On one
Yeah,
of the
There's a list.
schedules.
There's a PDF.
that you can link to through the reunion thing for that.
Oh,
memorial.
okay,
And, Patty,
yeah,
Thanks, Cheryl.
Patty,
yes,
your
Yes, sir.
dad is on that list.
really? So it really goes back.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice. There's a lot of faculty that are no
And
more.
he is the author of Dwight Craig.
And several unpublished novels, which are in my attic, if you're interested.
Oh, quit calling me.
The undiscovered works of Donald E. McCrae lurking.
I read
Tim has
Dwight
actually
Craig.
read them. I haven't read them.
Tim, are they any good?
No, put the man on the spot.
Yeah, she's sitting right here.
Taking the
Um,
fifth.
I
I
read
would
Dwight
say if a
Craig, but I
person just
can't
wanted
remember
to sit
much.
down from beginning to end and read them for fun, there, some of them are quite interesting, and there's a lot of insight into growing up in the Midwest. But in terms of great literature,
I don't know. I sniff a Little House on the Prairie.
Did everybody see? Carrie just posted the memorial program.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say hi to Cynthia Gill.
I
Hi.
I know you can
Camera
hear
on.
me. I did it too late to like be able to see me, but I chime in. Good to see you.
Where are you now?
Maryland.
Ah, nice. And is that Cindy Taisu, the other Cynthia?
No, well, could be because I'm embarrassed that I see my name twice, but I think it was like
I think you're on it. I
trying
think
too
that they
hard or
just
over and over.
basically
No, I opened the chat.
Cheers.
just tried the one on the
Hey,
far left
Patty.
where we started.
Yes.
Cheers.
No,
What?
there.
I put Dan Becker on the list also.
Oh, good. You know, I heard that Megan Taylor died in December. Do you remember Megan? She was in theater at Reed.
Of course, I remember her, and I'm not surprised. I got about 50 Facebook messages from her that were so desperate and sad. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I think she was not a happy person.
Jeremy, did you know her? And
You know she played Alice B. Talkless in my play.
Well, then I must have
No.
known her.
Oh, Jeremy! Oh my God! You're there.
Am I here? I don't know. I can't see me.
you were here.
A second, and your camera
Oh.
flipped off.
There.
Good. Oh my God.
In your Tennessee Williams shirt. Fantastic.
Toast of Off Broadway.
No, very briefly, and not even
Hi,
then.
OB.
Oh, hi, John. You got on.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. She was just one.
I went and ate dinner after the film.
Oh, boy. All right.
All right.
So when is our next event?
We've got some
Tomorrow.
chat thing. The 8th, right?
Tuesday afternoon, I guess.
Oh,
I want to go to the
With the Christoph tomorrow.
panel discussion on media with Nick Christoph.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Tomorrow.
Well, that's tomorrow, yeah.
That's tomorrow at 3.
Yeah.
And just think, we've got 4 Reed graduates that write for the New York Times, including Debbie Pollock's son.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
Wasn't he the one who
Wait.
just got?
Know that, Debbie?
Debbie Pollock's son who just got fired from Linfield College.
Exactly.
He get fired.
Right, yeah.
They fired him for speaking out against for persisting in trying to support people who had been sexually harassed or abused on campus, and they said that he was being inappropriate because he wasn't going through, I don't know, proper channels or something. Anyway, they
Oh,
Fired him.
He was
Summarily.
tenured,
He's
yes.
suing the college, I
and,
believe.
I've been following his writing, and he wrote that big article on Lorraine Hansberry for the New York Sunday Times. It was just sensational. He's going to get a better job back east.
Yeah, I haven't followed that part of his life, but yeah, that just came out about a month ago.
Younger generation of Shakespeare scholars, among other things.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really well respected at the college. I think he was considered an excellent teacher and everything. So hopefully he'll get his.
Sorry to hear that. There's only one consolation in hearing that story. During the 60s, Linfield College was the subject of one of those pranks where Andy Warhol sent an imposter. And they fell for it.
Imposter to do what, Matt?
To pretend he was Andy Warhol.
Oh,
Why
good
did
grief.
Warhol pick Linfield College of all?
Yeah.
Because he figured they'd fall for it, maybe? I don't know.
Andy said, hey, listen, where the hell is McMinnville? Just go out there. Get the check.
Well, I just want to mention also one of the other Times writers, Carl Beckerman, who's younger than us, is going to be speaking also during the week.
Yeah, Gal Becker. And
Gal
Nick
Becker.
Kristof, who's the leading world authority on child trafficking.
Oh, yeah, he was really supportive of all that stuff. Yeah.
His father is a Reed.
Yamhill.
Father was a Reed graduate.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. He was, I believe, a refugee and came to Portland and went to Reed. I think
Why
that.
why didn't Nick go to Reed?
Ask him.
And his father,
It's
yeah.
worth asking him later when he's there. He grew up in McMinnville or someplace or somewhere in
Yamhill.
Yamhill.
Oh, yeah,
Yamhill.
he's the one who just wrote that book in collaboration with somebody about growing up in McMinnville. Yeah.
In Yamhill.
All that research
Yeah.
that he and his wife did.
But Yamhill was a road, a street.
It's a town too.
It's a garden.
It's a garden.
All right, folks.
Yeah, we're ready for dinner.
I want to ask if it's still possible, if anybody remembers Kurt Vonnegut's visit to the campus.
Oh, God, no.
No.
Maybe that was after us.
I
When?
don't think it was in the 60s. I think it was 68 or 69.
Really?
I don't know. We'd remember that, I think.
I think we'd remember it.
You remember that, Nancy?
No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
Maybe before us slightly, in 66 or something.
I don't think so. I can check easily. I have a poster from it that was done by a student who made lots of posters for events on campus downstairs. I'll just check it out and see. But I believe it was 68.
Was it a poster by Mike McPherson?
No, let's see. If I ought to be able to think of the name of the person. He's on the, he may be retired by now, but he was on the art faculty at UC Berkeley. And he was using an abbreviated form of his name, I guess, when he was a student, and he's expanded it out to the full name now. But for some reason, maybe having something to do with my age, I have a hard time remembering it right away. It always comes back to me.
It's okay. I say that
Welcome to the club.
accidentally pressed the delete button on my contact list, so that's why I can't remember anyone's name.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, see everybody tomorrow at the Nicholas Kristof.
Cheers, and thank you for coming and
Thank
being
you.
part of
Thank you,
this.
Matthew, for.
Thanks for doing
Nice
this.
Thank you, Matt. for putting
Great to
this
see
together.
everyone.
Yeah, lovely to
Carrie.
see everyone. Bye.
Next year in
Thank
Portland.
you.
Yes, yes. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye, Patty.
Bye. See you again.
You soon.
Adios.
Come down. You know, we could just converge on campus and, take it over in true 60s fashion.
Well, you and I could anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a few of us could.
Well, the campus is open now.
I know.
I read they had one-way signs up on the trails outdoors.
I can confirm that is true.
Is that Carrie?
Mhm.
Oh,
It is.
Quite a year.
All right.
It
Thank
was the
you.
arrow
See you all
guy
soon.
too, but-
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And bye, Carrie, our spiritual leader.
Bye, Marge. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
If I manage again, I'm one of the non-ticket holders, but I'm glad I got there in voice and vision. The film was great.
I'm so glad, Cynthia. That's wonderful to hear.
Okay. Well,
I
it's
can end the meeting.
birthday, so think of your favorite Prince song as we fade off. And those are blossoms behind you, Carrie, and it's real time. What is blooming like in the beginning of June?
This is actually a bit of a mirage. This is the cherry blossoms on campus, but it's a virtual background. So it's the one I like to use.
I guess I'm susceptible.
Exactly. But they did look like that just, in March and April, not now.
It was just yesterday.
Exactly. Well, have a good night, everyone. And we'll look forward to seeing you throughout the week, hopefully at the other 50th celebration event. Okay. Have a good night.